think I added too much. I think I just needed a drop. Oh, maybe not. Damn, so hard.
Yo, welcome to my room where I'm experimenting with yet again another way to work with plaster. Well, this is actually joint compound. It's the pink stuff that dries white. I really like it because it lets me know when it's ready to be worked on again. And I know exactly where I'm putting it, which is also really useful. But here I'm actually pushing it through just a Ziploc bag with a Russian piping tip on it. And I had this set of Russian piping tips laying around the house that I was going to use for cupcakes. Never got around to doing that. And now I thought, what a great way to see how it reacts with this material. And what kind of textures can be made by pushing it through these different piping tips. And so this was a flower tip, but I actually pre-mixed my spackle with a little bit of water, but I think I diluted it just a bit too much. And as you can see, I'm not really getting crisp flower-like textures here. I'm kind of getting these blobs. And so when I realized how the consistency was when I started piping, instead of scraping it off, I just went with it. And I was like, okay, let's work with, grouping and proximity, and let's just create a new form out of repeating this a bunch of times. And so I made this really blobby kind of organic thing. And then I took the tip off. At this point, I'm really trying to exhaust all the material because I really don't want to waste this stuff, and thought, this is a great diameter. Let's put some circles on here. And I love trying to get those nice, sharp kind of geometry in play with really organic, almost blobby-like shapes. And yeah, here I am really trying to squeeze every ounce of this out of this bag. And instead of piping, I'm also playing around with other ways to manipulate it. A scraper, and I'm just smearing it on. Good old schmear. And so coming off this corner, just kind of playing with a nice rounded wedge. Before I did any of this, I actually went over the whole canvas with really wet plaster and stippled it on with a brush. So there's a real toothiness to it. I also love the sound. Smearing these parts on are going to create these very smooth areas on an already very textured surface. And this is going to keep continuing. And voila! Composition complete. Now let's see what it looks like when it's dry. Ba-bam! Look at those smooth parts. And so getting up close, look at this texture. And that's just using a brush and stippling it in. It feels coarse, almost like popcorn sealing. But tune in next week to see where this goes and how I build on top. See you there.